Welcome to the Good Ride, where we play Dress Up Inside. This is the Volcom guide jacket and paired up with the guide pants. I've bought this jacket and I'm keeping it. Probably not keeping the pants because they're just a little tight around the thighs here, even though they have an overall baggier feel. But that's another story for another time. Let's talk about this jacket. I've got this already in a little bit of wet snow, not rain, and some good, nice, beautiful sunny days. And I decided to keep this jacket and put it through its paces, mainly because they've added more pockets than they have in the past. I love the old guy jacket. I've always thought it fit really well, but the fact that it has jacket compatible lower hand pockets now, it really completes this jacket for people who splitboard and also ride resorts like me, and driftboard and rover, and do a lot of early up kind of shit. Now let's talk fit. I love this fit. For me being 5'10", 180 to 195, depending on what I eat, and you can see all my specs here and there. This is just one of the most flattering jackets I've worn in a long time. I just really like the way it works with my shoulders, the way it just fits all around. Makes me look better looking than I am, and I need that. The construction, 3-layer Gore-Tex, very good construction. It's hard to knock it in any place that I've seen. These zippers are a little aggressive and a little tough on the hands sometimes, but overall they look like they're going to last a long time. I do like a little more subtle zipper like I have with my AK 3L Tusk Pro jacket, but a small complaint. Overall though, everything else about this jacket looks like it's made to last a long time. I love this outer layer. It's a touch coarse, but still to the point where it's smooth, almost silky, but it's like silky coarse. It's really hard to describe. It feels a little less smooth than my 3L Tusk Pro jacket, Gore-Tex Pro, but it still does a very good job when I got some wet stuff dripping off the chair onto my jacket. You could see just the water just sliding right off, so that's really cool. If you want the ultimate in packability, you might want to look somewhere else, but still, this is pretty light and really well built. And speaking of waterproofing and breathability, it's 3-layer Gore-Tex. This is a jacket you can ride in the rain in, and I love that. I think it's just such a great thing to have for people like me who are going no matter what. I actually like rain riding. Nobody's up, and often the snow's okay. Now when it comes to breathability, pretty breathable. It's a little thicker than my Gore-Tex 3L Tusk Pro jacket, which I'm constantly comparing it against because these are both jackets that are made for splitboarders, but that can also ride the resort. Now let's talk hood compatibility. I love contoured hoods. They do such a great job at protecting your face from all the elements, especially when you're going up a chair. You can just tuck in like this, get your cheeks covered. It just wraps around your goggles here. But when I'm going down and I want to leave the hood on, I can look left and right. I actually have to tighten up this size medium Smith Maze for it to work better. So this sits here and moves with me, and I can turn left and right no problem. Even if you have a large helmet to match this large jacket, you're going to be fine. It's a really wide hood. This jacket also has a balaclava that just sits in the back of the hood there. I found that it can get in the way and snag itself, that little pocket there. When you're taking your hood on and off, it can hit a helmet, it can hit things. But overall, it's a cool thing to have, especially when the day gets colder and surprises you. You don't have to go back to your car if you keep it in there. You just throw that on and then you have an extra layer around your face. and it's a great thing to have. Now, in terms of glove compatibility, it doesn't have the super wide cuff like Burton does. I like that a little better, but I still never see this bunch up on any of the gloves that I wear, and I think it's fine. It has a pretty aggressive wrist gaiter that is really tight around my wrist here, and I hope it stretches out over time because I really feel it, and it bunches up down around my wrist when I'm not using it and interferes with the mid layers, and things feel weird right here. I feel like I have a Popeye forearm because of this wrist gaiter. And I wish they made a more non-intrusive wrist gaiter, but you know, each person has their own personal preference. I'm a non-wrist gaiter guy, but if you want a tight-fitting, well-designed wrist gaiter for those who wear it all the time, like this is going to be one of the best. I like it when they're not made that well and they're a little more loose and non-intrusive. If it gets too annoying, I might cut them out, and you can do that without interfering too much with the liner. So, now let's talk pit zips. As you can tell, oh, I already have it out from my last ride. It's meshed and it doesn't open that wide. So, it's not as good as some 3-layer Gore-Tex jackets that just open wide up. But if you want to manage it a little bit more, you want a little better look when you open them up, this is better for that. So let's talk pockets. And one of the things that I love about this year's guide jacket is it has pockets here and pockets here. It used to only have 2 long backpack compatible pockets. So I've already tested this with some uphill travel, and I really like how they designed these waist pockets. They barely get in the way with somebody my size. You can see here that you still have access to your lower pockets, and this waist belt doesn't get in the way of the upper pockets, which are pretty large as well. So I think that's a really cool feature. I like that they added waist pockets, because that was one of the things I didn't know at the time when I got the guide jacket a few years back. I loved it. I love the color. I love the fit. I love 3-layer Gore-Tex. It makes me happy. And I just didn't realize how much I missed these pockets here. And I just didn't use that jacket as much as I thought I would, and I ended up selling it. One thing about the pockets though, they're not that big down here, but they're usable. These are nice big pockets. This has a little inner zip right here, and I keep a battery inside and a little wipe for my goggles, and I wrap the goggle wipe on the battery so the sharp edges don't ruin the jacket over time. But I like that little pocket within a pocket. On this side, it's just a big pocket. This is generally where I put my cell phone. On the inside, you have a small pocket where I keep a ski and sometimes like sunblock and stuff like that. But this is one place where I was kind of surprised for a guide jacket, and most people are going to be using this to split board. You want a good place to hold your skins. This is one skin, and it doesn't really fit that easy into the jacket here. And you could definitely get 2 in there, but it's going to take a lot of work. So it's going to be hard to keep your skins inside here and keep them warm. I was really surprised they didn't have 2 pockets there. And that could be a deal breaker for some serious split boarders who want to put their skins inside for multiple laps and keep them warm. For me, it's not that big of a deal because I mainly drift board and use my rovers, and I love that this is a great resort jacket, but if you're a split boarder, that could be a big deal breaker. Here's another thing though. This powder skirt is fixed, and this year it doesn't seem to have any other jacket to pant interface. So it only works with the Volcom guide pant or other Volcom pants that have the zipper compatibility here. So it's kind of interesting that they would make it fixed when they do something like that. So that's one weird thing. I've also found that this liner, in comparison to Burton's liners, doesn't hold up as well. But I mean, it's still no slouch by any means. But I've found that this kind of lining seems to be a little more durable personally. I've had this wear down with other Volcom Gore-Tex jackets in the past that are 3-layer, but still does a pretty good job. So overall, I love this jacket for its fit, its outer pockets, and I like it more as a resort rider. I think as a splitboard rider, you might not like the fact that this only has one pocket and it's kind of awkward to get 2 skins in. And what sold me on this jacket, I love this color blue, it's great. It might not be as cool of a blue as the tree line jacket from Burton that's 3-layer Gore-Tex and a little bit lower in price, but this just has such a good fit. It's 3-layer Gore-Tex and it works for me. And when it fits you good, you look better, you feel better. And that's why I like this guide jacket. All our reviews are a best effort, objective opinion from an average rider's perspective. There's no brand oversight, and we're free to say whatever we want. We send back everything unless it's a favorite, then we ask to keep those or straight up buy them. Now if you need advice, fill out the Me Harmony profile in the Contact Us section of the site. It's the only way I can help you properly. If you want to support us, and if what we reviewed appeals to you, it helps if you buy through our links. So, thanks for watching.